learners, welcome back to the English Leap podcast, your cozy place to learn easy English through real-life conversations. I'm Anna.
And I'm Jake. And today's topic is one that almost everyone has felt, but very few people talk about honestly.
Yes, because on the surface it sounds like a simple problem. You start something, you feel excited, and then one day, without much warning, the energy just disappears.
Like someone quietly turned off the lights.
Exactly. No big dramatic moment, no explosion, just a slow, quiet fade. And today we are talking about exactly that, why you lose motivation, and more importantly, what is actually happening when that happens.
Because here's the thing. Most people think losing motivation means something is wrong with them.
Right, like I must be lazy, or maybe I just don't want it badly enough. But that is almost never the real story.
No, the real story is usually much more interesting and much more human.
So in today's episode, we are going to explore why motivation disappears, what the psychology behind it actually looks like in real life, and what you can do when you find yourself staring at a goal you used to love and feeling absolutely nothing.
Which, by the way, is a very specific kind of emptiness.
Very specific, very uncomfortable.
And very common.
And because this is the English Leap podcast, we are doing all of this through natural, real English conversation. This is a B2 level episode, so the language will be a little richer, a little more layered, but always clear and comfortable to follow.
Yes, so don't worry if you miss a word here and there. Just stay with us. Let the conversation carry you. Your English grows when you listen with comfort, not with stress.
And later in the episode, we will break down some of the most powerful words and expressions from today's conversation. So make sure you stay with us for that part too.
And before we begin, if this podcast helps you learn English in a way that feels natural and honest, please like the episode, subscribe to the channel, and become part of the English Leap family.
We would also love to hear from you today. Have you ever lost motivation for something you really cared about? What did it feel like? You can share something short or something longer. We always love reading your words.
Because sometimes the things we almost gave up on still stay with us for a long time.
And maybe this is a good place to talk about that.
All right, let's get into it.
So let's start at the very beginning. Because to understand why motivation disappears, we first need to understand why it appears so strongly in the first place.
Ah, yes, the honeymoon phase.
Exactly. When you first start something new, whether it is learning a language, starting a fitness routine, beginning a new job, picking up a creative hobby, the energy feels almost electric.
Electric is the right word. Everything feels possible. Everything feels exciting. You wake up in the morning and you actually want to do the thing.
And this feeling has a name. Psychologists sometimes call it intrinsic motivation. When something is intrinsic, it comes from inside. It is not forced. It is not because someone told you to. You genuinely want to do it.
And intrinsic motivation feels amazing because it does not feel like work. It feels like choice.
Yes, in the beginning, the goal feels like yours. It feels personal, meaningful, alive.
And your brain, by the way, is also helping you feel this way because when you start something new and exciting, your brain releases dopamine.
Dopamine is often called the feel-good chemical, but more accurately, it is the chemical of anticipation. It is what your brain produces when it expects a reward.
So in the beginning, your brain is basically running a very enthusiastic advertisement. This is going to be amazing. Keep going. More of this, please.
And you believe it. Of course you believe it, because it feels real.
Which brings us to the problem.
Yes, because that initial energy, that electric feeling, that dopamine rush, it was never meant to last forever.
It was a spark, not a fire.
Exactly. A spark gets you started, but a fire needs something else entirely. It needs fuel, consistency, patience, things that feel much less exciting than a spark.
And when the spark starts to fade, many people assume the goal itself has become less meaningful. But that isn't always true. Sometimes the goal is still right. The spark just did its job and left.
Poor spark, always blamed for leaving.
It was never supposed to stay.
So this brings us to a really important question. What is motivation really? Because I think a lot of people have a misunderstanding about it.
Yes, many people treat motivation like it's a fuel tank. Either it's full and you can go, or it's empty and you cannot.
Right, so they wait. They wait to feel motivated before they start. They think, once I feel ready, I will begin.
And that waiting can go on for a very long time.
A very, very long time.
But here's the thing that changes everything. Motivation is not always the cause of action. Sometimes it's the result of action.
Say that again because that one is important.